You know, that's not loud enough. There it is. I don't even want to make you wait any longer to see these amazing creators and cast. So let's start with the festive and the fabulous Mr. Diabaté, Samba Schutte. Woo, look at him in his seafoam. Come on out in your seafoam green. Next, we have an EP who also co-wrote and directed that amazing finale you just watched. Bring out Gordon Smith. Ooh, I love the flowers. Cute little roses, Gordon. Next, we have another talented EP and writer. Please welcome Jenn Carroll. Don't give us the cold shoulder, Jen. Give us that cold shoulder. Up next, he plays the enigmatic, the mysterious, the super duper cute Manousos, Carlos-Manuel Vesga. Oh, he's so cute. Next, we have, I like to call her the Hive Queen, Zosia, Karolina Wydra. Come on in that red. Come on, red. And listen, last but surely never least, the woman, the curmudgeon, the myth, the Golden Globe winner, Rhea Seehorn! Cutie patootie. Cutie patootie. Hello, lovelies. How are you?
Wow.
Hi.
Good to be here.
Let's give them a round of applause before we even start, guys. I am so honored, first of all, to be at PaleyFest and to be at PaleyFest with you on our first night. I want to start with what I saw in the trailer that stuck with me. Happiness is a state of mind, right? So the show asks, what is it to be happy? So what do you guys think being happy means to each of you? Just go down the row and tell me, what is happiness to you? Let's start with you, Ray, because you seem to be more shocked by the question, so I'm gonna start with you, Ray. What does happiness mean to you?
We have been asked that, and I was just speaking to Jenn Carroll, and I was like, I don't mean this crappy, but I don't think Vince would make a whole show about it if we could answer that really easily.
You're right.
So I think it is supposed to inspire questions, but something that I was thinking the other day was, for me, happiness is not a state that you stay in.
Right.
But I think waking up with a purpose is what brings me some kind of joy. And sometimes that's about trying to be better than yesterday.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Now listen, we know it can't be answered, but if you could try to answer, that's all. So what do you think?
I mean, it's such a hard thing to answer because exactly. I mean, you're saying it's not a state to stay in. I do believe it's a state to stay in.
You do?
I do. I think it's gratitude. See? I think it's like saying like I'm great.
This is why you
guys. It's a state of being. Okay. No, but it's like, you know, when you say like, oh, I'm grateful, right? For me, gratitude is a state of being that everything you do, you're in that state of being thankful for something. So happiness has that, but
my therapist always encouraged me to like, you're allowed to be grateful and irritated at the same time.
Absolutely, that's very good.
Because I'm always telling myself
you can do both. Yes, that's very true. You can do both. But I did answer tonight because somebody asked me that, and for me, and I know this is going to sound maybe corny. I don't know. Sorry, good, but
your kids.
Well, no, not my kids. No, I wasn't going to say that. But lately, what I've been doing, because I've noticed I've been a lot of, on my phone and things, and I've been putting it away, and I'm going for a walk with my dog and just really being present for the sounds and the colors and just looking at nature. And I know it's like stop and smell the flowers, but really when you do that, like it gets you present in the moment, and your mind doesn't spin out and you feel peaceful.
Right.
So anyway, that's a long, yeah.
That's all, no, it's good. It's good. Carlos?
This is something that I'm working on, so I haven't achieved it yet.
You working on happiness?
Yes. I'm being happy. I'd say happiness is letting go of ego and embracing the fact that you're going to disappear and you're not that important.
Wow, that's a downer.
That's it. Wow. That's it.
Oh my God, how do I follow
know Carlos-Manuel.
That's what meditation does. And also, I was telling you this the other day that my friend told me that there's an article out that apparently for actors, so when you meditate, your ego goes away, and when you get in that state of that, the ego goes away. And the same thing happens for actors when you go into a scene and when you act. Like apparently, the ego goes away, and something transcends.
For some actors, their ego
For
goes away.
some.
I was going to say,
Not all of them.
Jesus Christ!
Jen,
You get me.
I don't want to follow that.
Okay. No.
But I will say, I don't know, there's a lot going on in the world, and so this year I decided I'm going to get one of those self-care apps. I have the one with the bird. Hopefully some of you guys are using it too. And you check off all of these things every day, like get up, wash your face, like that kind of stuff, just to, feel like a sense of accomplishment to help you get through the day. I don't know if you guys are like this too. Oh. But the one thing that's on the list every day is do something that makes me happy. And it's the hardest thing to check off because it's hard to understand what it is to be happy. And so sometimes it's, I think, take a walk, watch a movie, do 5 minutes with the cats, just try and do something different every day. But it's so impossible to define. Yeah. But I'm working on it every day.
Nice. Gordon?
Okay, so you're in bed.
Paint the picture,
The
Gordon.
alarm is going off.
Yes.
And it's like you've hit the point where you are completely asleep and like the temperature is right because you've gotten a little cool through the night and now you're pulling up the covers and the alarm goes off and you turn over and you say to your partner, I don't want to get up. And they say, you want to sleep 30 more minutes?
Yes.
And you say, I want to sleep an hour.
Yeah.
And they say, okay. And they reset the alarm.
That's a pretty good one.
That's happiness.
That's happiness.
Oh, wow.
That's happiness. Samba?
Very dramatic answers. It's simple for me. It's being of service to others, really just when you can make someone laugh, make someone smile, make someone feel better in the day. Making them happy makes me happy.
There it is.
Oh.
There it is.
Damn it, Samba.
And massages.
Ray, you are such a cheerleader of people. I don't know if people know this about you, but you're one of those people that's outward facing and you see people and you pour into them and you're not driven by ego. Anyone that hasn't had the chance to meet her, she has healthy self-esteem, but I'm saying she doesn't move through life, me. So I wondered, what is it? No, it's true. So I wondered, what does it feel like for you to see your face on a billboard and to know that you're number one on the call sheet? Are you able to step out of the way you always go, look over here, to go, that's pretty cool that it's my turn to be that person? How does that feel, baby?
Thank you for that.
You're welcome, honey.
Compliment.
Yes.
There's, so the most honest way I could answer it is there's worry and anxiety if all of these incredible writers and directors and artists make you the star of a show and the lead of a show, and you go out of town for a weekend and everyone sends you pictures of Apple putting your face up all over Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah.
You didn't know about that. Mm-hmm. I don't want to disappoint anybody.
You never do. You never could.
You're sweet. But there's also asking myself late at night when it is terrifying, am I capable of doing this? It's if not now, then when?
That's right.
And all I can do is jump. And I was just telling someone in the interviews what I get to do on Vince Gilligan's shows, even more than him writing me the opportunity to play a million different things, is the opportunity to feel safe to try.
Yep.
So I get to take a lot of risks, and I do get better as an actor because of that. So I'm just well, just try and just jump. And then as far as getting to be number one on the call sheet or a lead of a show, this sounds like I'm being Pollyanna about it, but I take it as a responsibility, okay, now I have a brighter light that I can shine on people. So that's important to me, is to bring them all up, and people have done that for me, and my cast and creators, crew, every department down to the last person is incredible.
See what I mean?
Yeah. It's truly, and thank you for saying that, because it's been such an honor and such an incredible experience to have a number one on the show who's so caring, so generous, so incredibly talented, and you're a true girl's girl.
Yes.
You are there, and you got everyone's back, and you like it's incredible.
Yeah.
Like it's such a blessing, and you know I adore you, and she does. She does like make everybody feel a part of, and you know if there's anybody, you know, a guest star or anybody that comes in, you always go up to them and you say hello, and do you want to run lines, and you make them feel so welcome and a part of, and it's such a beautiful quality that you have that I admire and I learn from.
Yep.
So.
And it's not like that on every set, everybody.
No, it's
not.
not.
Like that.
No, it's not.
Two more things about Ray, just because I cannot.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna turn.
This is your life.
Handle.
Go.
Yeah.
Exactly. This is your life, Rhea Seehorn.
Would it help if we also tickled you? Just really got in there.
Yes. When we got to Albuquerque, Ray came to the production office and she asked for two things on the first day. The first was a call sheet, the back of the call sheet that has everybody's names of the crew and a printout of the whole crew list so she could start memorizing it. She wanted to know the name of every grip, every person in construction, and she wanted to know them before day one. And the second thing she asked for was a meeting with me, the other producers, and our first AD to talk about hours, because we had a long shoot ahead of us and we knew we didn't want to punish the crew. We wanted to, we're like, look, I'm number one on the call sheet and I'm a leader here and I need to use my power to make sure everybody around me is empowered to do their best work, and we need to be able to sleep to do that. And we were all on the same page from Vince on down, but you made it a priority.
Ellie. Yeah. I see, baby. Carolina.
Me, yes.
Yes,
Hi.
it's you. In a lot of stories, a villain doesn't know they're the villain. Does Zosia see herself as the big bad? Do you see her as that?
Yeah.
No, huh? You see that,
No, you know,
Panelists?
I don't. It's interesting because it's like what she does in episode 9. She can be seen as the villain.
Be seen as.
You know, she can be seen as a villain.
Perceived.
Perceived as a villain. Yes.
Wait, what's the other way to see stealing eggs?
Well, okay, this is the way I look at it. So to play Zosia, I can't judge her, right? So I
Right.
can't be like, she's a villain, I'm gonna judge her. So I had to make everything that she's doing with a purpose and stand behind it. And, you know, I think she believes, you know, when this is the example I give, if there's a dying child and they don't want to take their medication, and as a mother, you know, you would do anything to save your child. And you know, somebody standing by, you go, oh my God, no, you have to save this child. Like, you have the medicine, like, you can save them. And you go, right, yes, I need to do that. So that's how Zosia feels about the joining. It's like, once you will experience it, you're going to be so
Because I'm a
grateful
dying
for it.
child.
Right.
Because you
I
are.
wanted to plug that in
But
there.
I'm just saying, I do say in episode 3, you asked me if you're drowning, and I said, you just don't know it.
The Joker would say the same.
Wow. Wow.
He feels that he's justified as well. I'm just saying. Carlos.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, honey. Is Manousos navigating this new world the way you would navigate this new world? And if not, what is he getting wrong?
Definitely not. I think I'm not as, I don't have his strength of will, definitely. And I would also be willing to be more maybe strategic. You know, he's a man of principle, and I think for him is wrong or right, and that's it, and there's nothing in the middle. And that is very admirable, I think, but also can be, in extreme could be a flaw. I think because he's so strict and rigid about this, he doesn't know anything about the others. Even if you want to beat them, you have to get to know
them.
Right? And he's just, you know, dog food. That's it. And I think I could be more, I'm sorry, my English is not that good. Sagacious?
Your English is great.
His English is better than mine.
I don't even know
That's the word he just said. I didn't know. What is
that a word?
Yeah, and
I'm doing it from the Spanish. I'm doing it from the Spanish. I'm
so
thinking
sorry,
the
I
word.
said sagacious.
What does sagacious mean?
I got it.
What does it mean? I don't know.
Your English is great. What does that mean?
Thank you. Thank you so much. But that one came from the Spanish. I was thinking it in Spanish. I would be more astute.
Yeah, nice.
Nice.
Nicely done.
And sagacious. But I totally admire this guy's resilience and his belief in the light at the end of the tunnel, which is Carol, basically.
Yeah. I'm going to bump down to you, Samba. Mr. Diabaté is leaning fully into this world. I don't know if he could have a better time. In your mind, does he have a point where enough is enough? Does he have a line, or is he just going to ride this thing to the end?
To say big English words like Vesga. Yes, I mean, he is having the time of his life because I don't think he came from a life of blessings and richness and stuff. So he's taking advantage of this moment because he has a genie at his disposal that'll make every wish come true. Let's see, we're 70 days in by the end of season 2. I can eat chocolate cake for 70 days and not get tired. So I'm sure there's gonna be a point where he's tried everything. And experienced everything. And like all things, after you've been to Disneyland a handful of times, you kind of get a bit, tired of it and maybe seek out some more excitement. So maybe there'll be a moment where he's done and just wants to check in on Carol and get Manousos to have a massage, just relax, have a martini, and then see why Zosia is so hurt that she's not with Carol. Just check in on her, I think, something like that.
Just check on her. Just check. Yeah.
Make sure Zosia's okay.
Jenn and Gordon, Pluribus is such a thoughtful and deliberate show, pacing-wise. It's almost like an antidote to our frazzled nervous systems. Like when I've done like maybe 2 rewatches. I watched it myself for fun before I knew I was doing this panel back in November. But then I did a full rewatch twice before this. And I just realized how calm, I mean, it's mayhem happening, but I was so calm as I was watching it. Even when it was crazy, I felt calm. Was it designed to be a show that breathes so people can just kind of take in the tableau and see what it is?
We love process.
Yeah.
I think the fun thing about this premise is we wanted to show every single moment, not just skip through the fun parts. We wanted to live in Carol's grief. We wanted to live in what it would be like to be part of this happy apocalypse. And I know some people worry that makes the show slow, but I think that we would feel, in the writer's room, like we were skipping over something fun that we could dig into if we made it any faster.
Yeah, and also, I kind of feel like, haven't you already seen that? The one where it's like, okay, let's get the guns. It's time to kill some Pluribus. Like, okay, we've seen that show. I've seen that. I like that. It's great, but like, we've seen it. So we were trying to ask the question of like, okay, the world ends. The world as you know it ends. What happens next? No, wait. Really?
Right.
What happens next?
That's good.
You wake up the next morning and your wife is dead. The next day, what happens? You bury her with a shovel.
Yeah.
What happens next? And so I think it's less that we're trying to slow things down than I feel like we're trying to ask, like, how is life difficult? It's difficult in so many ways, and like the challenges that Carol faces they're just so huge. And you may disagree, you may think, oh no, I would have done something different. Great. All you need to ask is, can you believe somebody would have these problems?
Right.
Somebody would have this difficulty. You would have your own difficulties you wouldn't know about. So I think that's partially why it has that pace, is to say, like, sometimes it's hard to stop watching Golden Girls and just get up. Like sometimes that's a task for the day.
True.
But I mean, I loved it as an actor playing it, but also as a fan, because you're right, we have the shows where like you get up and you get the gun, but Vince would remind me all the time, like she's an extremely reluctant hero, and we all like to say, like, let's see the show or the film about the person that didn't know they could rise to the occasion. But like, I love what you just said, Gordon. Like, what would you really do the next morning? We have long discussions, makeup, hair, costumes, everybody, about like, how long till she gets up off the floor?
Wow.
And sometimes that's heroic.
It is. Yeah. Listen, it is. It is. So let's talk more for the actors. When you get your script and it's just a bunch of things you need to do, no dialogue, how do you prepare for that? How do you live within that moment? Because I would think for some actors, maybe me, I would be very self-conscious. You know what I mean? The thought of, this camera's on me and I have to do this thing and it's just me and I'm breathing in this moment. How do you get out of your head where you feel like you're being watched and just kind of exist in that? Because you guys get to breathe so much in these scenes. It's really beautiful.
I think you have a great answer to that because it was new to you and it was your first day.
Yeah.
You want to start?
Yeah. well,
Tell them
his
what
whole first first situation is by himself.
Yeah.
In silence, and I realized this afterwards, months afterwards. And I told Vince, "Did you realize that I couldn't rehearse anything before coming to set?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Really?" I was like, well, I could sort of rationalize what I had to do. Okay, so he meddles with the radio, and then he licks the can and all that. I would understand it, but I couldn't really have a solid ground prepared before I came to set, and I was told how to do it. That is a lot of pressure.
Yes, it is.
It is a lot of pressure. I am the kind of actor who likes to come to set with something ready to show, something to provide. I think of myself as an instrument. Some people don't like to use the word puppet, but you are an instrument in the hands of a director. And it's kind of like a Socratic exercise where the director gets the best of you out of you, right? So it was a matter of being available, not ready.
Yeah.
It's a completely different exercise.
It's open.
Yes, available for the director.
Right.
But it was, I mean, for me, it was a lot of pressure to get to that set when you know it's Vince Gilligan's set and it's Vince Gilligan's show, and you are surrounded by the most talented crew that you can imagine.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And you have zero prepared. You come.
You do prepare things, right? Like you like.
I prepare the dog food.
Yeah, did you prepare the dog food? No, meaning like did you?
You thought about who you were in
you
that
thought about who you were and like
yes,
what
but,
if and
but
like.
in terms of like, at home, I wouldn't want to be like block a way to do it, like a too anxious way to do it, or a more mindful way to do it. I could think of it, but really it was on set that I got to sort of perform it and see how it went. And I seem to remember that now, when I was eating the dog food for the first time.
Which was haggis that he requested. Yeah.
Why?
He asked for it.
Yeah,
I asked for more.
Yes. Vince tried it once, and then.
Oh, he was lovely. I didn't mind eating the haggis. It was okay.
But you have to do it again and again and again.
That was a thing.
and
8
again.
cans of haggis, and it's a lot. So,
But
but I was doing it, and Sedna would come over, and she would say,
Is that not Fuentes, the director?
our director, and she would say, what you're doing is amazing, but it's too painful. and you have the daring gap to go through. So if you take it that loud, if it's that loud, where are you going to go afterwards? And that was the exercise. You just come there, you try something that you didn't really rehearse. You had it in your mind, but it's not like rehearsing our scene.
Right.
The umbrella scene that we did.
So fun.
Oh, that was amazing. And finally, you get to play with someone, right? It's like a play date. It was like a play date for me. So silence is something it was completely new for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you guys had it in theater. I've had it in theater.
Yes.
Silence.
Yes.
But in the audiovisual media, it doesn't happen very often.
No, it does not.
No. Vince and Gordon and Jen, I mean, I think it's unique to them to allow
Right.
that. They assume the intelligence of the audience, which is something that I love to
I love
play
that.
with.
I love that.
I had to be silent in scenes too, but I just want to ask this. What if you had to create the character in silence with no dialogue and you had to be naked and walk through an airport?
Oh yeah.
Right, this one.
I love her.
This one.
I'm like, who's that?
You.
Oh.
And let an airplane fly over your head.
Yeah.
and fly an airplane.
But
Oh,
see-
yeah. I was talking about like first when like you're like in the like grubs in your
Oh yes.
your
yes,
dirty
yes.
face.
Yes, my dirty face.
I have a question later
That's-
about
yeah,
that journey, but
Okay.
let's just bump to it now because I said to you backstage, it's planes, trains, and automobiles with you. And every single person, what I love about this show, what you guys have created, what Vince has created, it's a show that is just, it's original IP, which is so rare,
Yeah.
something that's brand new, right? So you create the worlds, And then you create these characters, then you have to introduce each of them. Each of them have such a unique way of popping into the world. And Karolina, your entrance, because I'm watching this person do all this stuff, and I don't know that she's about to be the, you know, the big bad or the big good, whatever you want to call it, in the show. So what was that journey like for you? Like, how many locales did you have to do? Like, tell me about that as an actor and as a human being. It was very physical. It was a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it was truly an incredible experience, and yes, and you know what I loved about it is that it's someone that I've never played before, and it's a character that I've never seen on TV before. So it was taking me the responsibility of playing that was at times quite scary and overwhelming, and really exciting to, you know, put it together and make it come to life, and having conversations with Vince and Gordon to guide me, and it took a lot of collaboration and trust in what they're seeing, because, you know, she's not a robot. She's a fully fledged human being that's altered, and finding the nuances where she lives and where the others live. And I like to call it a certain state of being, because they are happy, content, and unflappable. But with each episode, there's new things that I got to discover of who they are. In the entrance, when we were shooting that, you know, I had a lot of conversations with the pilots on the day, how the planes work and how that particular plane operates, because I have a muscle memory of being the greatest pilot in the world. And so when I get on the plane, the way I walk and whatever I do, I'm the greatest at, so it has to live in my body.
Right.
And so having these conversations with them, like sitting down, how you buckle, even like buckling the seatbelt, thank you. You know, has to be done with the ease and comfort, and like I've done this millions of times, just like we're doing this, the buttons, the this, the that, like everything, there's just an ease. And so what was amazing that at first, you know, the pilots were not willing I think it was for insurance purposes, right? They were not sure if they would let me taxi the C-130. And after the day of
You
rehearsal,
wanted to taxi the C-130?
I got to taxi the C-130. Wow. Which is a pretty incredible piece of machinery. And this plane, I believe it's 70 years old. We had to fly it in from Malaysia, which is, yeah, so it was quite a surreal, mind-blowing experience. But yeah, so it was really fun and challenging to put all the pieces together of who she is, and you know the challenges of not being able to mirror your emotions, and you know like having natural instincts, suppress my natural instincts in scenes for her to come alive, and you know
as an actor, and you're a great actor, to not reciprocate the emotions that got thrown at you. Yeah,
it's challenging, and so you know even in the grenade scene, I remember when, which is so interesting, because I don't know if I asked her, I was like, is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? When I go up to her and I grab the grenade from her, you know, my natural instinct would be like, to do with urgency, and just like, shit, I gotta save us.
Right.
And Gordon is like, you're gonna get up slowly. You're gonna go up to her. She has the agency to make a choice if she wants to
blow you up.
Yeah, blow you up or not. And they're just gonna allow her, they always have to ask her permission. And it was a new level of information of who they are, that they're not afraid to die, that it's all about, you know, Carol to make these decisions. And it was just so fascinating to go on that journey does this work? Is it weird? And then when I watched it, I was like, wow, it's so brilliant. I was like, it just works so.
It's a weird thing, but yeah.
It's a weird thing.
There's a lot of finding those weird moments of like, okay, what's the science fiction and what's the character and what's the humanity here to sort of make that feel like it wasn't put on.
But when I saw it, I was like, wow, it was just so eerie. It just created a sense of like eeriness of like who they are.
But it's, you know, it's also very caring, because you're checking in with your partner. It's like, hey, did you want to blow yourself up? Okay, I didn't think so, but I'm gonna take this out of your hands now because you're a little bit overwhelmed. Like, it's very nice.
Yeah. So it was fun. Like, so there's a lot of discoveries in each episode of who Zosia is, and going on that journey. And it was
Gordon wrote and directed that grenade episode.
Yes, he directed both episodes.
Gordon.
He directed. wrote 3 and 9.
I'm sorry, what?
You directed 3, 9,
I
and
directed
5.
3
The
and
incredible
5.
episode that is just Rhea Seehorn, which is unbelievable.
I'm going to jump down to Samba for a minute. The rest of the hi, honey. The rest of the unjoined, especially Lakshmi,
She's so fun.
she's so fun.
Terrifying.
She's so like whenever the phone rings, I'm like, please let it be her, please.
And it was.
They form very negative opinions of Carol, most of them. But you still take her call. So what do you think he truly thinks of her? Is he just playing around with her? Is he is he a spy trying to get the information to take back to the others? What's his thing? What's the story?
I love the theories going around that he's already turned.
That's what I heard. I heard he might be
Mr.
a joint.
Diabaté.
He's already
really?
Yes, they think he's already joined.
Turned and this is a game.
He's role playing as Mr. Diabaté. Listen, he's just excited to meet her because she brings this meeting together in Bilbao. And so he's excited to meet her and then easily gets distracted by Zosia. Not his fault.
He's gorgeous. Yeah.
Thank you.
And once he learns that it was Carol who created, 11 million deaths by having a tantrum, he's like, oh, she's a fascinating person. But he's the last person to stay behind in Spain. I think a part of him cares, just wants to check up on her, like, "You okay, girl? And also, can I take your girl?" When, by the time he goes to Vegas, he is living his best life, but he feels like he owes Carol an audience because she is alone. Yeah. And so I think what he does is he recognizes her loneliness in himself as well, because I think deep down inside, he is a lonely person, which is why he surrounds himself with so much distraction and noise and playfulness and everything. But you see that moment when Carol is devastated that she's not on the Zoom call. Yeah. I think he voted for you to join, but that's...
He said it wasn't unanimous.
It was unanimous. Me and Otkon Bayar, probably. Anyway, and then when she's crying and he puts a blanket over her, he calls the others to vouch for her. He advocates for her. And so there's a side of him that really cares for Carol. Maybe he recognizes her loneliness in himself.
Right.
And also, I think in that moment where they're eating the avocado toast, which, by the way, I'm so sorry for that burp, Ray.
Horrible. Horrible.
I never had eggs and avocado for another 6 months after that. But anyway, I think he mimics how she's making her avocado toast because there's something intriguing about human ingenuity in that moment and human connection in that moment. And I think he misses that. So I think he sees a part of himself in Carol that way.
And see, you mentioned that because that's the reason people think that you turned, because they thought that you didn't know how to eat avocado toast. You saw her do it.
I'm from the desert. We don't have avocado.
Those were the first scenes he shot. It was
Really?
the Vegas
In
scene.
Vegas?
Yeah.
We started with Vegas.
Oh, you started
Day 2,
Vegas.
they're like, you're going to do
Yeah.
your own stunts. I'm like, oh, what? You're going to jump in a hot tub full of naked supermodels. I'm like, oh.
And he's figuring
Tom
out
Cruise
who the
over here.
character is and like what's the front, what's the persona he's doing that now he's allowed to play this game.
Right.
But what was the real him and blah, 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 blah. And they wanted to find all these nuances, which is the most fun for actors, and that's why we love working with Gordon and Jen, Vince and everybody. But that was your first day, and I told you, I said, if they come and direct you and like modulate you like just tiny bits this way and that way, don't shut down and think it must be because I suck. It's because they think you're great. Like they literally want to see you. And this dude just like, all of that, all three of these guys, just rose to the occasion times 10,000. It was
Well, because
incredible to
you
watch.
were so giving and because you're such a great scene partner.
No,
you lift everyone.
They were great.
Yeah, you're a great
It's Ray.
Yes. So Ray, does Carol have an innate aversion to happiness? Does she trust joy? And I ask this because even before the joining, she appeared to fight joy every time Helen tried to go, yay.
I would agree.
So does she have an aversion to joy?
First of all, shout out to Miriam Shore.
Ooh, Miriam Shore. Miriam Shore. Let me say this too. The world you two created is so beautiful because there's like a synchronicity between the two of you, like the chewing the gum on the escalator, and then you just nodding, and she knows to move. Like we were already seeing hive mind with you two
All Vince's thoughts, actions.
Brilliant.
And we struggled. By the way, getting on an escalator with a rolly bag in sync while you stand on it. So it's not this, is it the step before you or the step with you or the step behind you?
Right.
And then she's handing, we didn't do it well. I still text Miriam every time I master an escalator with my bag. And I'm like, minus gum. But thank you. She's so, yeah, we, wait, what was your question?
Does she have an aversion? No, does she have an aversion to joy?
I think she's a fault finder, and I know those people in my life.
So do I.
Can be that way,
So
but
can
you know
I.
the person that's like, gotta say what's wrong with the lunch, gotta say what's wrong with the tablecloth.
Because you see it. Why wouldn't you say it? You see it. Go on.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Someone in my family would say, I'm just honest. I'm like, it's not the same thing. Just being honest requires somebody asking you. However.
Great answer. Great answer.
But I think that she is learning, in my opinion, I think that Carol is learning, maybe just subconsciously, if not fully consciously, maybe a little more consciously towards the end, that she didn't enjoy the moments of joy, even if it's not happiness as a stasis place to be. The moments of joy are as worthwhile as the moments of sorrow, and it's okay to invest in both, really. And she just wouldn't. And when people would ask me, you know, so does she hate her writing and she thinks her writing's crap and she makes fun of her fans? I was like, she's just beating them to the punch.
Right.
It's just self-loathing.
Yeah.
It's just being terrified that you aren't as good. You know, I'm an imposter. The what if? I'll be happy when? I'll be happy when I get this job. I'm a real writer when I do this. I'm a real actor when I do that. I'm a real, you know, whatever. And she kept waiting and waiting and waiting, and having it all be taken away from her is a rude awakening. But because they write these beautiful nuanced things where, you know, you're still a human being, you don't just wake up the next day and change. It's a little at a time.
Takes a while.
She's also very afraid of being happy. I think.
Yeah.
I think
get that.
we've all been there. It's like, well, what's the other shoe then?
Yeah, you're waiting for the
What's
other shoe
gonna
to drop.
drop?
Yeah. You play that beautifully.
Thank you.
Let's stay in the space of being uncomfortable. Because Manousos seems to be averse to comfort. Like every choice he makes, it's like he makes it so hard for himself. I don't know, what is it? Why do you think he's like the dog food and won't answer anybody? His mama comes to talk to him and he pushes mama away. Like he's walking up a hill, won't get in the car. I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah.
I don't like this.
The car thing got me. I was like, really? The car?
Lights the car on fire.
Like, you can't even go back in and lit the car on fire. What is going on?
I wish I had an answer. I think he's a Catholic.
Okay. Say less. Good answer. Say less. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm kind of kidding, but it's there in you when you're brought up a Catholic. There's this thing of, you know, you suffer in this life to get to heaven in the next one. I don't know. I think the guy is. Sometimes I wonder how I would feel if I were trapped in an elevator with this guy. You know, and awkward silence.
Yeah.
Like you try to break the silence and he just won't. You know. If you try to, I don't know, break something open, will he help? I think he
probably would help.
He would take out his machete with you in the elevator. Right?
And he'd fix it, don't you think?
And I think he would
talk to
he
you
would
about
see
it.
you out, right?
Yeah.
And he would see you out first.
Oh, yeah.
Is this kind of guy who you can rely on, but I can see, I don't know, somebody from the storage facility being, I don't know, 5 minutes late to pay their monthly
out on
rental.
It's on the street. It's on the street.
And the guy won't take it. I mean, you're 5 minutes late. Sorry.
Yeah.
Really?
I think he's that
he's a man of
rules
principle.
Let me
kind
ask
of
though,
a
because
guy.
he's also the guy that will siphon gas and then put a couple of dollars.
Yeah.
So he has a want to help you kind of humanity though, right?
That's what I feel like. And like,
I'm not sure if he
about
wants
the guy
to
trying
help,
to pull himself up.
Or pay his way.
This is what's right.
Okay.
I'm not saying
A man of principle, right?
There's something about him which I think it was just a little piece of information, but it turned out to be a huge piece of information for me, and that is that he's a migrant. And so this guy migrated from Colombia to Paraguay. He's lost his world once before.
Yeah.
He knows what it means to leave your homeland or leave your identity. And so this time around, he goes, hell no.
Yeah.
You know, not this time. And there's also this, and maybe I'm wrong, but there's this sort of work ethic in migrants.
Agreed.
Once you get to the promised land, you have to earn it.
Yep.
You have to work hard to get it. You don't take anything for free.
Nope.
You know, you have to work your way. You got there, but now you have to really earn it.
Right.
And I get this thing from him.
I will say, though, I agree with you on all of that, except with one small nuance I would offer, which is just that there's a caring when you're talking to Rick and you
Yes,
trying
yes,
to bring him
yes,
back.
yes.
And even when
Yes.
after that, she's just fired a shotgun over your head and locked you in a trunk.
Yep.
And when you get out, it's like, hey,
Yeah.
Carol.
Yeah.
We learned something here.
Yeah.
So there's that rigidity in those rules, but I think that there's places where that I think those moments that surprised us
And
to
you know
find
what?
them and to
One
see
of
them,
them, for
they're
me,
great.
is the scene with his mom.
Yeah.
That scene with his mom, to me, shows that he can love dearly. Something we don't know yet, and I don't know if we're going to know, but something went wrong with his mother. But you can tell from that scene that that man, when he loves, he really, really loves. So something went wrong, and that creates this sort of conflict for him, very deep.
And he's not looking for kindness from her in this
Right.
moment. He wants her to be a bitch, because that's who she
I thought
is.
that was
know
so
that's
genius. Oh my God.
It's more
That is
valuable
genius.
to
I
be
mean,
yourself.
The way that he knows that she's not his mother is not that she's sweet, it's not that she's mean, but that she's sweet. That's
Kind.
amazing. That's genius.
Right.
That's genius. You're too sweet. You're not my mom.
Yeah.
But that kind of explains it, though, actually. If he grew up with a mother that was exacting and was difficult, then that would help you understand why everything has to be right. Everything has to be
That's true.
It's
Right.
really good.
That's true.
I noticed that when
amazing.
after Zosia's cardiac arrest, the hive is a little tight with Carol. Now, up to that point, it was all smiles and just whatever you need, but they are dry. It's very dry, and they get up out of there. So do they have the ability to express other emotions fully, or is the smile put on? Is it really their natural state?
Jen.
Gordon?
They're human, right? I think whenever we talk about how the others are going to react to anything Carol does, we first say, like, okay, if it was me and you, what would we do? Like, what's the normal thing? And we said, of course they're going to give her the cold shoulder just a little bit, because they love her so much, but they're hurt. You know, it's not even that they're angry at her, it's that they're hurt.
They need a little space.
And they need a little space to recover from and work through their own feelings. They've got feelings they need to process.
Yeah, I think that feels right to me. That they can express other things. I don't think it's a put on. I don't think the smile is fake. It's not the smile. It's not a Cheshire cat smile.
Okay.
You know? It's a real smile. They really are feeling good. But yes, they can also feel hurt and sad.
But do you think they're also like, they're not afraid of dying, like you were saying, but they do have a compulsion to further their, I don't know, their beings, their genetic makeup, and
With their
Carol's
biological
anger-
imperative, right?
Carol's anger keeps killing a bunch of them. So I also thought that maybe they were like, let's put her over there for a minute, like.
But they still, because they have that drive, they can't stand seeing you not being able to experience this.
Yeah, got it.
Right?
Right.
There's a joy there. So it's a conflict. They're like, oh, okay. You had the grenade and then you gave us a heart attack and drugged us and all
But
these things.
it wasn't
So-
also in that scene that the hurt came also because she doesn't want. There's so much that she's willing. She's going to that level that she's going to like, you know, get the information and get too close to maybe finding out.
I honestly think it's emotional. I don't think it's defensive. I don't think it's, I think when to me, this is my understanding of it, is that they are genuinely caring, giving. not really worried about death, not worried about, they are worried about the state of their hive, obviously. That is a primary concern. But poor Carol.
Yeah.
They don't live in the body, like to the point of the, the death, as John Cena made the good points in episode
great
6. But they don't think of humanity as existing in each individual body anymore. They're all one, and so the loss of a body is like, sloughing off some
a toenail or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a few flakes of skin as part of this whole giant being, and that's almost hard for us to comprehend.
Right.
Which is not to say that they don't feel, they don't grieve in their own sorts of ways, but it's almost unknowable to us.
We're wrapping up, but I did my research, and I know that you all are people that love to give people their flowers. So I wanted to give each of you a chance to shout out someone personally or professionally that made being a part of Pluribus possible for you. I'm going to start with my own thing that made it special for me. Denise Pizzini, your production designer. I had the pleasure of working with her for many seasons on Community. You have the best of the best of the best. She built a cul-de-sac for them. So I want to give you guys a chance. If there's someone in the production, on the crew that you want to shout out, or someone in your life that makes it possible, we're going to go last with you because I see your wheels turning. Samba, starting with you. Let's go down the line.
My gosh, who not to think?
That's a hard one.
It's beautiful.
I would say there's so many people to thank, obviously, but I think Jennifer Bryan, our costume designer, fought to the first suit you see Mr. Diabaté in when he opens Air Force One is batik Mauritanian print design, which is like beautiful to represent my country and my culture, and at the same time make it tailored like a tuxedo and fit beautifully. And she worked so hard on that outfit with her team and our tailor, Shannon Short, and it was just so beautiful to put something on that represented a Mauritanian for the first time on an American TV show, I think.
Beautiful.
And also, and also to look snazzy and
you look
open
good.
a freaking door on and do my own stunts. So yeah, I shout out her, and she dressed everybody so beautifully in every scene. Yeah.
Gordon and Jen, who you want to shout out?
Oh gosh. I mean, I've been working with the same crew for like 17 years, so there's a ton of people that we've both been working with forever. I think I have to shout out Jen. Because she's the glue that, not just personally, but also professionally, like Jen has like 18 jobs that she does truly flawlessly with. She's like the anti-Carol. She just is always very positive and like, let's get that done. Let's figure this out. Let's do this thing. So the show really wouldn't be.
Oh. Yeah. Love it. Jen, it's on you.
It's true. I don't think I'm not just shining you on. This is absolutely true. So.
I love it.
Oh man, now I can't say Gordon.
Yes, you can.
Gordon, I will say Gordon gave me the best note. I was going to say Diane Mercer, who hired both of us as PAs, but I will start with saying Gordon gave me the best note I'd ever gotten on this show, because this was my first show as a writer. I came up as a producer. Gordon and I were PAs together back on Breaking Bad, and all through Stall. So I was telling someone backstage, one of the first things I did after I got the PA job on Breaking Bad, and I finally had like a little bit of pocket money, was I bought a $25 ticket to go see the Supernatural panel at PaleyFest in 2011. Yay! I was out of my mind excited to sit in the balcony and just get to experience like this. So it's truly out of body to be here tonight. But Gordon gave me the best note because I was so nervous as a writer. I felt so out of my depth, and it was incredible just be sitting across from him in the writer's room every day and know that he and Vince and Allison and the whole gang had my back. But then I had to write a script. And so I was working on my first script, episode 7, The Gap. We had so much fun working on it. But I wrote the first draft, and before I turned it into Vince, which was going to be a heart attack moment, I said, Gordon, will you read it? Just you read the first draft before I turned it in. And he did, and he sat me down and he said, okay, I think you did a great job. Don't worry. But you wrote it as a producer. You wrote it thinking about the crew and production and answering all the questions you knew you were going to have to answer in the concept meeting and the production meeting about how we're going to accomplish this and how we're going to do the music so Carol can hum. I think you should do another pass and just think about tone and think about writing this for the actors, write it for the studio and the network. Write it so that somebody can read this script and feel like they're watching it and know what they're supposed to feel moment to moment.
Love it.
Do a tone pass.
Love it.
And it was the perfect note to get. So I sat back down at the computer and just went through the whole thing and said, like, what am I supposed to feel?
Yeah.
You know, how do I pace that out?
And that's on the page. They're telling me that I have to wrap. So if the three of you if someone has a burning person that they want to shout out, you can. But I do have one more question I have to ask Jenn and Gordon before we go. Do you guys have someone you want to?
No, she has to shout out.
Oh my God.
We have nothing.
Let's just jump to
Everyone. Yeah.
But
Vince
they
Gilligan.
are here to me. You guys.
Yeah, Vince Gilligan,
Vince
our
Gilligan.
partners, the crew, and the Ellie Thomas casting.
Yes.
Yes.
Did their job.
Yeah.
So this is the last question to Jenn and Gordon. Is there anything you can tease for season 2?
Do tell.
Well, we're going to discover that all of the show is actually a dream that Carol, while she is in the process of joining. I think it won't be season 2, it'll probably be like season 6 or 7.
No, we're in the writer's room right now, and it's going really well, and we're having a great time, and we're debating all of these things, and we really want you guys to love what we come up with. So we are working on it, last week, this week, we're working as hard and as fast as we can, and we really appreciate everyone being so patient for us, but we do hope to be back in production before the end of the year.
Okay. And if you happen to need a black woman with a bun to be in the house, come and check on Carol. You just let me know. Listen, let's give a big round of applause for this amazing performance. Thank you so much. Thank you for enjoying Pluribus. I had the best night. Thank you.
Thank you.